in the NFL.
Welcome, everybody, to a special turkey edition of the Sports Hole. I'm your host, Luke. With me, as always, XFL Jim, Rock and Roll Matty Goldberg.
Rock and roll.
Happy fucking Thanksgiving, everybody!
What a great time of year. I love Thanksgiving.
Same. It might
It
be my
is
favorite
nice.
holiday.
It's pretty awesome. I mean, you get football, you get a day off, you get just an excuse just to binge like
Sit
a
and do
motherfucker.
nothing.
And
And
do
sleep
nothing.
and nap and watch the Cowboys
And
and fall
get-
asleep.
Get up and
Get
eat
on-
some more.
Yeah. Bet on games.
Watch the Egg Bowl every year.
Egg
Ooh, the
bowl.
egg bowl is going to be good.
Always is.
Yeah. Forget about the spread. Forget about the records.
Forget about everything. Unless you can find a place where you can bet on whether or not there's going to be a fight, because there's always going to be a fight at the Egg Bowl.
Why is
But-
the Egg Bowl so hot and contested like that?
I don't know. Mississippi and Mississippi State just hate each other more than many other schools hate each other.
Weird.
And they do it on Thanksgiving night to overshadow the NFL.
You'd think they'd be bound in illiteracy together.
Well, no,
And
I think
obesity.
I think Ole Miss kind of touts itself as a little bit more of like a hoity-toity school,
Yeah.
and Mississippi State's like the ag school where a bunch of the regular Joes and everyone goes.
Yep.
So
All
there's
Miss are the
okay.
guys that wear
Lot
like
of
the
hate there.
blazers. You know, the dorks that wear the blazers.
That's Ole Miss.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're like the big SEC stereotype for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a thing in the SEC where these
But-
kids in like Alabama and Georgia, they wear these like fancy
I mean, that Lane Kiffin just fits into that perfectly because he is like the West Coast version of that, like he
Damn
is
right he is.
he is a frat guy through and through all the way. All right, guys, it is Thanksgiving. What are you guys doing this weekend or this Thursday? Tonight?
We gonna go first, Jim, or you want me to go first?
Go ahead, Maddie.
Okay, well, I'm going to my sister's house. She's got a good turkey. I told her to get a good one because I love leftovers. I want to eat leftovers for Friday football, Saturday football, and Sunday football. I want turkey 4 days a week this week. So we won some money, me and my brother-in-law last week. So he has $300 to blow on the games this week. And then my older sister's boyfriend who hates sports, it's like a tradition where he comes in and he's like, who's winning? Every 10 minutes, he doesn't know the fuck who's playing. And it's like every year. And I'm like, why the fuck you care? And then he goes, oh, the Lions are playing. I played Pee Wee football in Dubai and my team were the Lions. Every fucking year. I don't give a fuck.
Hey, Jim is from
A tradition-
John is from Michigan. He
A tradition like
be a Lions fan.
none other.
It is
But
funny.
yeah,
I got to witness this one year, and it was just funny because Maddie's just getting so pissed too. He knows it's coming.
Because the
And-
game is like on the line and you're like, you know how you're sweating out that bet and it's like coming down to the end. And then he just comes in and he's like, who's winning? And I'm like, you don't know one fucking player on any team. Why do you care? And then he goes, they're losing money again. Every year they lose money. It's a tradition. It's like, fuck off. I mean,
But
I
he's
love you,
right.
but like,
He's
fuck
right.
off, bro.
He's
Don't
right.
piss on my. So I'll be watching all 3 games. I'll be watching the Egg Bowl. I love Thanksgiving. It's like
You guys-
yeah.
Do you ever have like a movie you watch Thanksgiving night at all?
No.
Like, any traditions like that?
No,
No,
I've been-
not for Thanksgiving.
You know what I've been doing? I've been rewatching Entourage from the beginning. Like, not you know what the best part about Max is? The skip intro. Sorry, the doggies are a little nuts.
You're
The
gonna
skip
skip
intro.
over. Oh yeah!
I don't want my neighbors hearing that because they're gonna be like,
Oh,
"Oh my
yeah!
god, this loser is watching Entourage." But I've realized that the show is really great, and that the only person that was smart was Ari Gold. Like now that you watch it later, you're like, these kids are a bunch of fucking idiots, especially E. E is the biggest piece of shit of them all. I rest my case.
Really? You think he's the biggest piece of shit?
Well, he's a dumbass. I don't know why I'm taking this so seriously, but that's,
Maddie's we're let's turn it into an entourage podcast.
Yeah.
Maddie versus E.
he's just like he got the keys to the car, like where he's controlling his best friend's career and he doesn't know what he's fucking doing. And that's when you watch it when you're older, you realize that you're like, this guy's a
Isn't that
fucking
like
moron.
every NFL or NBA lottery pick? Isn't that?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried watching Ballers, and that's kind of what they do it on that too.
Well,
Yeah,
Ballers
Ballers
was
is
like,
like
yeah,
that.
how can we keep Entourage going? Okay, let's just ditch the white guys and we can keep it going.
And now it's
Like-
sports.
Yeah,
They
right.
had another show that bombed. Remember that show Made in America? That show bombed really
Ooh.
bad.
Well,
I did
how to
not
make it
remember
in
that show.
America? That like
What?
fake reality show or something?
I don't know about that.
I don't. Yeah.
But I'll be watching football and eating turkey like a good American.
Same here, baby.
yeah.
I'm sure on Facebook there'll be a lot of posts like, fuck Thanksgiving, we stole this land, yada yada. Yeah, I'm gonna eat my turkey and watch my football. Sorry.
Maddie, I feel like you just find those posts because you're looking for them.
Maddie's like the BuzzFeed article that's like they were so upset, and it's like user X495 said this was a travesty, and it's like got one heart. That's what Maddie finds those people. He's
yeah,
upset with
well,
them.
It's a talent. That's a talent.
there's always somebody that's gonna write like a long-winded thing about how this sucks and blah blah blah, and I'm like, don't piss on my fucking parade. I gotta figure out these fucking bets. I will say, there was years ago they were like, let's get the Lions off Thanksgiving because they were such a travesty. Not anymore. 8-2, the darlings of the NFL.
The Bears have become the Lions now. It was amazing watching that game. It was like seeing a curse being passed from one team to another.
Did it feel good? Did it feel like a weight lifted off your shoulder?
It felt fantastic because I'm like, okay, it's like even if the Lions like went like 500 the rest of the season, this would still be a great year, but you don't want them to lose stupid games. Like you can't, like you still have, you're so scarred from decades of, a half century of terrible teams that you're just like, oh, so every stupid loss, it's just going to creep back into you.
Being down by 10 with 4 minutes to go for the last 30 years was a loss. Now they win those games. The good teams find ways to win those trap games where they don't have their best game.
Yeah.
And they didn't have their best game against Chicago, but they found the way to win, and that shows how good they are.
Yeah.
Because they weren't on their A game for sure.
I think they could make a very fun run.
Yeah.
A fun run. Yes. No, I
And
think,
everybody wants to play for the coach.
Yeah, that's always a good sign. And
Yeah.
they play tough. And I don't know how far their defense is going to carry them, but they can score. So,
What the
take
hell is
that.
going on?
What's the matter, Maddie?
I don't know. Something was going on my television.
Something's going on with your television?
Yeah. You guys
Can't have that.
No, not when you're recording a podcast.
I'm excited just to sit back, and I always like watching football with my family because they're not nearly as into sports like NFL and college football and everything as I am. They're mostly just like Nebraska fans. So it's very fun to watch other sports with them and see like their takes on things.
Do you are you getting wasted this week?
I probably will since I'm taking the girlfriend of the family like to actual Thanksgiving.
Wow.
I don't have to drive, so that's pretty nice.
Have they met her yet?
No, this is the first time of them meeting her.
Okay.
So is she coming over for like Thanksgiving dinner?
Yeah,
That's a huge step, buddy.
it's a
You
big
gonna-
one.
You're gonna
That's
try
a
and bow
big
down
step.
in your old room?
No, we're gonna go back to her place.
Did they
Nah,
like
you sh-
approve her? Like, are they tell you like, listen, like she's no good, or like, wow, she's a keeper. Put a ring on that. Will they tell you that tomorrow?
Maybe, Maddie. We'll see.
What do you think they'll say?
Listen, the XFL family has a long tradition.
Yeah.
And she's just not up to snuff.
No.
What's her opinion on the USFL? Did she
Yeah.
watch the Grey Cup this weekend?
Did she?
These are answers we need. No, she did not.
What is she into?
She's real into so she loves like outdoorsy stuff. She used to live on a ranch in
Okay.
Nebraska, so she used to have horses and stuff.
Wow.
Big country music fan.
Mhm.
She makes t-shirts.
Okay.
It's pretty sick.
Wow. She
She
has
has
an
a
Etsy
little,
store?
No, she does not. She just kind of does them she does one-offs just for fun.
She should make you like a bedazzled XFL shirt.
I'm trying to get maybe for Christmas. She says she's got something fun planned for Christmas.
Like all the teams' logos on it. Like the jackets that have all the teams on them.
Should I get all the logos of all the teams from all the like generations
XFL
of the
and
XFL?
USFL. Yeah, XFL and USFL.
Like 2001 XFL, 1983 like USFL, and then 2020 all the teams from all the like generations of the
The
leagues.
New York Hitmen.
Yes, sir. I could do that.
Oh my god! All right, are you going out tonight?
No, I'm staying. I got this, and I got another show I got to do tonight. Well,
Is this
after
the
So
we
first year
record.
you
tonight-
haven't been wasted on Blackout Wednesday?
Actually, yes.
Tonight is the
Wow,
night
getting
for
old.
most hometowns where you go back to your hometown and you go to the bar and you see everybody that you graduated with within 10 years sometimes. And it's like, who's got a bigger dick? Like, well, what are you up to? What are you doing? Oh, you're a fucking substitute teacher? You fucking loser.
So Maddie, if I ever do go back, there's like 4 guys that just stayed there in the hometown.
Yeah.
They're all farmers because they're family owned land.
Yeah.
They're just rich farmers now. That's all they do.
Are they envious of XFL Jim?
Maddie, they are so loaded with money that they couldn't be jealous of anyone if they tried.
Okay. Because
remember,
you can go in there with a big cock.
I'd run into people from my hometown, like when I was
Yeah.
living in LA, and I was so
Mhm.
poor I had to like rent out my bedroom and sleep on my couch, and I would tell that to these guys, and they're like, "Don't ever come back," and they're like on great careers, great 401k plans, and everything, and I'm like, literally don't have a dime to my name, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Just that's awesome though, dude. I'd swap with you any day of the week."
Of
man."
course,
Like,
when they find out
yeah.
you're acting or doing comedy,
yeah,
even if you're making no money,
right.
it's like, whoa, man, like I'm a carpenter. Like I would love to do what you do. And I'm like, well, you have a steady income. Like
Right.
I just got paid in a sandwich. You
I
know,
have a
Was it a
tooth
good
I need-
sandwich though?
sometimes.
I've
I
had a
got paid in
toothache for
chicken
3
fingers.
years I can't take care of, but
Yeah. Like I got paid $20. I mean, the chicks are good. Don't get me wrong. But that was a long time ago. Now I'm just an old man.
what do you mean? You're still.
But I
you
used
still
to
get
go to
out
the
there.
You're
bar.
spry.
I used to go to the bar on Friday when I would come home. I would go, we'd all go, we'd all like, it was always wild, man. It was wild to see people from high school and shit and, see how they're doing. It's kind of like a reunion of 10 to 15 years of graduation.
It really is. You see like a
Yeah.
lot of people that you haven't seen in a decade plus.
I know, right?
Oh God, I wonder what that would even look like at my bars. I don't think I think my generation is completely phased out of that. Like my town
Yeah.
was like kind of like once you got a family, we'll see you in 20 years. And
Sure.
actually, it might be to the point where it's now cycled through that they're all coming back out now because
Well, now you can see everybody in Facebook and Instagram.
yeah, I guess it's not
like-
as much fun.
Yeah, like when I graduated high school, I knew nothing about anybody.
yeah.
And then when Facebook came, then I knew what everybody was doing. And that came like 6 years after I graduated. So it's like, it's wild how it's brought us together. But my 25th reunion was next year. I'll probably go. We'll see. I went to the 15 one. I didn't go to the 20.
yeah,
15,
know.
I roasted.
you did.
Oh, attaboy, Maddie.
Yeah, I had this great joke about this, like one of the hot, like there's like that hot chick in high school.
Sure.
Yeah.
And she married this loser guy I used to hang out with. He was like a tall Hessian metalhead, and then he kind of cleaned up. But she wouldn't look at him in high school. And I said a joke. I was like, if you built a time machine and you told her like in high school that you were going to marry this guy, she would have put a bullet in her head. I mean, this dude was a mess.
I like that.
But he cleaned up, but it's just so weird because she wouldn't give him the time of day in high school. And then they actually had a couple kids together.
My last reunion was a letdown for me because like yeah, it's a semi podunk town. It's
Yeah.
like
It's not as bad as
people
mine, is it?
definitely not as bad as yours, but it's like it's still very provincial and whatnot. And there was a time when basically if you graduated high school there, and you stayed in that town, you're gonna like blow up to 300 pounds or something. But then the internet came and everybody was sort of more connected. So last time I went back, like everybody else was like in shape and looking really good. And then like I was like 40 pounds overweight and bald. And I'm like, oh, this sucks. This
Oh.
fucking sucks. So now I'm waiting for 25 and I'm going to get a weave and some Ozempic and I'm going to show up looking great.
Yeah.
For me, it's just obviously everyone my age range is now, they're all like getting married, having kids. So it's just people old and want to talk about their like spouse and their kids. That's all
Well,
people.
this might be
fucking
the
care
one,
about.
Jimbo.
I'm surprised they've waited that long. Like my town, people like literally, it was like by the time you were 22, it was
There was
like
a good
half the people
chunk. There was a
locked in.
good
Yeah.
solid chunk. And then
Yeah.
also with the prevalence of sports betting, that's all fucking people want to talk about now is how
Yeah.
into sports betting they are.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
And like ask for lines and stuff like that. That's at least fun to talk about.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Like then you're like a god in that department. You're like,
I do
oh,
feel
No,
real
it
good.
is-
But
it
these
is
farmers are
wild.
throwing around like thousands of dollars on some stupid shit.
They've
It's
got
You know,
nothing to
it
do.
is wild, Jim, that like 10 years ago, I had maybe one or two friends I could talk lines with. And now it's like insane.
it's like everybody.
Everybody knows the spread. Everybody's betting this. Everybody's doing parlays, teasers, whatever. It's like
There's this one guy in my hometown. His favorite thing to do is just put shitloads of money on money line favorites. He's one of those guys.
yeah.
All right.
I don't know,
Let's
I
get
like
into
the
some
dog.
spots
Yeah.
here.
Let's
We,
get into
uh,
the sports.
We So the big game this week was the Eagles over the Chiefs, in
Yeah.
which was like, if you were a Chiefs fan, you had to be frustrated as shit because you had every opportunity to win that game. And it just fell through their hands, literally.
You know, it's crazy because Mahomes threw the perfect. Like, if you go to the game, you're a Chiefs fan, you're like, it was awesome. It was a close game. I mean, it came down the last 2 minutes, and Mahomes threw a perfect pass to Scantling on a fucking post, and he caught it, and they win the game, and we go home happy. Well, he dropped the ball. I mean, the receivers are really letting down Mahomes. And is this the first game we can say that, like, Travis Kelce is fucking his career up for this whatever Taylor?
I mean, to be fair, Maddie, if he does end up marrying her, I think that's a win in the long game.
But look, dude, he dropped
Yeah,
a big
true.
pass. He fumbled the ball, which would have sealed the game. He had a terrible game. He went to fucking Argentina. They went after Zach Wilson on his bye for going to Utah with his lady for a bunch of days. Like, Kelce needs to be, like, what are you doing, bro? Like, you're going to Argentina on a bye? That's crazy.
Hey, man, he's got to get a little stink on his hang low,
Does he change time zones for that? What time zone is Argentina in?
I don't know, but that doesn't sound like a guy who was focused, ready to play, and it showed.
Wow. Well, come on. He's like a great player. He deserves
He
great.
fumbled the ball. He dropped a pass. He fumbled. His mind was on the broad. You guys saw The Natural.
Oh, they're like 3 hours ahead of us.
Yeah, did you see The Natural?
I
Yeah.
saw the Natural.
What killed Robert Redford? The wrong lady. I'm telling you, I love it though. I loved it.
Wait a minute. He bounced back from that, though.
Well, it was like one girl he would strike out, the other girl he would hit a home run.
So now you're in on the Taylor Swift story now, Maddie?
I'm in on it that she's a cancer for him. This is bringing me back to Mark Gastineau, Brigitte Nielsen when he retired for that crazy broad, and then she broke up with him right after that. Like, Kelce his mind is somewhere else, man. He don't fumble in the fucking red zone.
Not usually.
If you were the coach, you'd be like, get your pen in the playbook and your hand out of her ass.
You think
That's
he's got
exactly
his
what Andy Reid should have said.
hand up her ass, making her talk like a puppet?
But give the Eagles credit. They played hard. I love the way Hurts plays. They made some big catches. Devontae Smith with some big catches. Swift with some big runs. They were down 17-7 at half. Mahomes is crazy. He does everything right, and then guys let him down, It's
Yeah.
like you can't blame him. He is awesome.
He's still so fucking good. They don't really have enough weapons for me. Like, obviously, you still have to consider the Chiefs like the team.
Yeah.
Or, like the top. But I don't Like, I'm not seeing it this year.
Well, he's lucky because the Bengals are out, so the Bengals are gone.
The Bills are
are
looking like
eh,
they're looking rough.
yeah. Well, I picked them because I knew they would bounce back. I knew like with the new offensive coordinator, they would run things differently, which they did. They protected the ball a lot more, and then they just kind of the Jets. The Jets are done with Zach Wilson. Like the defense, you could tell is giving up because it's just too much. I mean, I've watched him the last few weeks. He's one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen in my life. Ever.
No, they will not be in this situation next year. They will definitely go backup QB hunting and pay.
Well, here's the thing, too.
100% they will.
I read these comments and people are like, they ruined another quarterback. The offensive line stinks. No, he stinks. He stinks if he had the best offensive line. He just
two
doesn't
things
know how
can
to
be
play.
true. Yeah.
He just doesn't get it. You'll see even this week with Tim Boyle's not a great quarterback, but they will move the ball and they will cover against the Dolphins.
Yeah.
All right.
You mean
I haven't been impressed with the Dolphins lately.
That's fair.
Their defense is actually playing pretty good. I mean, their offense is kind of like too many turnovers.
My NFL hot take is that the Dolphins and the Cowboys are basically the same team. That if you can beat them, then you're probably a Super Bowl contender, and if you can't, you're not. They're like the benchmark.
Teams. They beat the bad teams. They lose against the good teams.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. We also had you touched on the Bengals. Burrow's done for the season. Another lost year for him. This is like 2 out of 5 years now.
His hand was fucked up,
yeah.
dude.
And there is controversy because I did bet on the Bengals, a small bet, and he was hurt and they didn't report it. And like he was hanging by a string, and it's like, you got to report that. Our guy Portnoy's suing the NFL because he put like $100,000 bet on the Bengals, and it's like, you don't report Joe Burrow's hurt.
Oh my God.
I mean, he was hanging on a string even before the game started. I mean, we're gonna miss him. He's a great player, and unfortunately, Browning's not very good. And you just see that the league is like so driven by quarterbacks.
Yeah, and there's not many good ones. I mean,
no, there's not a ton.
Yeah.
You guys think that opens up the MVP race this year?
Dude, it's wide open.
I don't think it should be a quarterback. I don't know who it would be.
It's wide open. Who is it?
Maddie's favorite guy, Uncle Rico, had a take for who he wants to win it, and that's Myles Garrett.
He's having a great year. You know who's kind of might be a low-key MVP? Jared Goff.
Yeah,
he's thrown a lot of interceptions.
Hurts has been good.
We'll see.
Hurts has been like fine.
Yeah. He hasn't had that crazy 4-touchdown game, but he does enough to win. And Mahomes, like, if his team didn't let him down, I mean, you always got to put him in the talk. But Myles Garrett has been sick. They just never give it to a defensive guy.
What was it like 84, 80, whatever that they gave it last time?
I think Charles Woodson got it one year, and then LT had it.
NFL MVP?
Yeah, LT in 86. LT, in my opinion, is the greatest football player I've ever seen.
I'm taking a look right now. Yeah, it was LT. 86. Good call, Matty. Good on
Matty
you.
G.
Matty G, the encyclopedia of the NFL.
Yeah. I don't know shitty sports like CFL.
Well, okay, I'm dipping off
Japanese
now.
football league.
I'm heading out, boys. This has been a good show. This has been a really good
Jimmy,
show.
I love you. I love you, Jimmy. I'm rooting so hard.
I do have a funny
yeah.
Spring League story at the end of the show here. I mean, it's
Cool.
not so much a story about the Spring League, but this guy, real eccentric character. Anyways, continuing.
Yeah.
We have the 49ers look back in form now. They won. They beat the
Brock
Bucks.
Purdy's been red hot.
He looked good.
When
Maybe
they're
also
healthy-
maybe Purdy.
When they're healthy, they're good. But he had a couple bad games in a row. That might hurt him. Although I did hear he had like a low-key concussion. The Steelers fired their OC. I don't really know if that's going to help. I'm not a big Kenny Pickett guy. I just think he's kind of frail. They put him in the tush-push situation. I never saw a guy more scared. Like Jalen Hurts squats like 600 pounds. So, like, it's an unstoppable play.
Oh, yeah.
Like Kenny Pickett, Spaghetti Freddy,
So
Oh boy,
with-
he did not want to run the tush push.
with the prevalence of the tush push and Matty bringing up the CFL, I'm wondering if the NFL starts going sort of a CFL thing where, like, what the CFL has, they have a quarterback that they bring in just for the short yardage situations,
Sure.
just
Yeah.
to like get that 2 or whatever yards.
Yeah.
I wonder if teams, since they can have the 3
They're starting to
quarterbacks on
do
the
that.
sideline, I
Yeah.
wonder if they just like draft or get a guy in free agency who's just that big guy who could just fall forward,
Well, watching
die in the tush push.
watching Michigan, Maryland, Maryland's backup quarterback had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, they brought in this 6'4"
Yeah, they did.
quarterback. Well, why not get Victor Wembanyama to just take the snap and extend the ball over whatever the marker is,
Apparently, back in the day, that's why the NFL moved. That's partially why the NFL moved the cross guards of the end zone back to the back, because they
Sure.
would just have a giant like 6'10" guy that could swat away field goals.
Oh, that's funny. That is.
I always
very
felt
funny.
like somebody was going to get killed.
Oh
They
yeah,
put
that's.
I mean,
the
Canada,
things, like,
Canada
right
does it.
above
It's
the
fine.
field. Somebody's
Canada's
going to get killed.
Canada's been doing it for 110 years, and they're fine.
Yeah, well, Canada's not like America. We're a much better country.
I mean, they invented football, Matty. So
Well,
Is that real?
that is real. That it's the
Send
oldest.
it to me.
I'll send it, man. I'll find it after the show. I'll send it to
This
you.
will be my crying game moment.
oh no, it's been revealed. I know all the.
But what else in the NFL can we talk about?
Well, we got the Broncos, the hottest team in the league,
Yeah,
5 in a
It's
row.
true.
Now over the Vikings.
they're not turning the ball over.
Mission
like, that's the
accomplished.
difference.
They've turned it around. That defense is now really good. It was terrible to begin the season. So I guess Sean Payton is earning his contract after all.
Yeah, they're fun to watch, and like when they play, they beat the Chiefs, so they split with the Chiefs. If they get in the playoffs, they could be a little dangerous. I just don't think they have enough wide receiver weapons or a tight end. Like, who's their tight end?
Don't know off the top of my head.
But
They don't have no.
they're not turning the ball over, and they've won. They're like the cardiac kids because they won in like the last 2 minutes, the last 2 games.
Well,
The Bills should have won.
I mean, that's a good sign though for the
Yeah.
organization, even if they don't win,
Absolutely.
playoffs this
I'm
year,
re-
as long as you have a good
I'm-
structure and then you can
Yeah.
get personnel in the offseason.
I'm really enjoying Josh Dobbs, though. I love the Josh Dobbs story. I think it continues this week. He's the real deal. He might get a contract. He might get kind of that Geno Smith contract. He kind of hung around. He's bounced around a bunch of teams. And I'm telling you, if the Jets got him, the Jets would be in serious contention to win a Super Bowl. I just
agree.
don't know why they stuck with Zach Wilson and they made it so that he had nobody to like. It wasn't like you could like, you can't get excited about Trevor Siemian or Boyle. So it was like Wilson or bust. But Josh
Well, I think the
Dobbs,
idea was to keep Wilson, so like sort of reset his career, let him be
not
in the
happening.
shadow of Rodgers, and
Yeah, he just doesn't understand the game.
no, it's not happening for him.
It is weird what a bust he is. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, but that's very common.
Yeah, it
Unfortunately.
happens. It's
Yeah.
like you
It
can
does.
you can research this shit so much. They interview the guy like 50 times and they get a feel of who he is and what he wants to do and how hungry he is. And then when they come out there, some guys have it, some guys don't. Like CJ Stroud fucking has it. He had a tough second half though. 3 picks. But they still
I think he
won.
like doubled his picks on the season in that one
Yeah.
game.
He's been amazing though. He's been absolutely awesome. It's weird that like the Panthers got to feel so dumb because they traded so much for
Oh, brutal.
the other kid, and
Bryce Young.
CJ Stroud is much better right now.
It's
Yeah.
always hard though. Like the draft is such a crapshoot.
You can't like you just don't know.
Well, look at it. I mean, like, look at some of the top quarterbacks of the last 20 years. So, of course,
Yeah.
Brady, and then you have Rodgers
Manning.
was not a top pick.
Yeah.
Mahomes
Russell-
was not
Russell, yep.
a top pick. Russell
You know,
Wilson.
Rodgers slipped, but he was like, there was like rumors like he's gonna go top 5, and then he just slipped, and you just don't know. And then it happened with who's the kid at USC? who's now an analyst, who was really good at USC and then stunk on the NFL.
Leinart?
Yeah, Matt Leinart. Like he slipped
I mean-
too, and he kind of had like that Rodgers slip, and he just couldn't do it in the NFL. You just don't know. Total crapshoot sometimes.
It is. I mean, look at, you got Manziel, Mayfield,
Yeah.
some recent ones,
Baker's
like-
playing pretty good though.
But that's like he's playing like a good journeyman quarterback.
He's an average quarterback.
He's not. a
If he was
number
on the Browns, I
one.
still think if he was on the Browns, I bet they'd be a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, the Browns defense
Probably
is
right,
really
yeah.
good.
Yeah, like
You know,
don't
I'm
need
in this
much.
pool. I'm just gonna brag about myself. I'm in this pool. There's 830 people. You pick 6 games with the spread. You go 6-0. You split the pot for the week. I haven't gone 6-0, but I'm 32nd out of 860 people.
damn, Maddie.
12,000 in the first place.
For the season?
Yeah.
You go, girl.
Damn,
I went
Maddie.
5-1 last week, and I lost on the Broncos Vikings, but I'm a hedge guy, so I split. It's $240, and I got my brother-in-law to split it with me, so we bet 150 on the Vikings, so we hedged out. But I guess I'm a pussy for hedging, right?
I'm not gonna say yes or no to that.
I know your
I-
answer.
I know I'm not gonna call you a pussy, but I just don't hedge.
Am I a pussy, Luke?
You're a big fucking pussy, Maddie.
Jim never hedged.
I've never hedged. No.
So, like, the game came down to a 2-point, and I lost.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
So you wouldn't feel bad you hedging?
Sorry, I just found this great gobble
Turkey ball.
recording. I had to play it.
Oh, by the way, the day after Thanksgiving, I used to play football with my friends. Did you guys ever do that?
We did it on Thanksgiving.
I've never done that. I thought that just existed in commercials. Like
You're kidding.
I've never. No, not with my. I mean, we used to play backyard football, but we
Yeah.
like my family when we got together was like really. It was just like old
No, we didn't
people
play with my
around, like-
family. We played with buddies, but it was the day after.
Oh well, sure, whatever. I mean, I don't know. That's not a big deal.
No. Then we would jerk each other off.
No, it's not like the traditions you play with your family.
That's what all the
Yeah,
commercials
I'm
tell
not gonna
you.
play with my
Yeah.
sisters. They don't like football.
Why not toughen them up?
They would get mad when I watch it. They're like, "Come to the dinner table. You gotta get away from the TV."
That's
I'm like,
because
"It's-
everybody will be hanging out and you'll just drift away. And
Now I
everybody's
got the
like, "Where's
iPad."
Maddie? And is he okay?"
Yeah.
It's-
Dude, if John, my sister's boyfriend, like if I make a bet on the Lions and it comes down to the end of the game and he's fucking doing his whole like, I played on the Lions when I was 10 in Dubai. That was my team. If he pulls that shit, I'm gonna break something.
That's what I like to hear, Maddie.
All right. Speaking of the Lions, we got a good slate tomorrow. Green
Yeah.
Bay at Detroit. So apparently Green Bay has 15 people on the IR, and Detroit has like 1. So
Oof.
God, this
Green
is
Bay
such a
not
trap
having a good-
game. Although last week was a trap game.
it is, but it's in Detroit, and I
Yeah.
think people in Detroit are thirsty.
They're gonna go
for a
crazy.
big Thanksgiving win.
You know, you could be right. Like this is the game where they just like the Packers have owned them. Aaron Rodgers with those Hail Marys.
Oh yeah,
Like this is where they just take their dicks out and just jizz all over the
Right.
Packers.
like there is
and,
a
like-
new sheriff in town.
Yeah, and
pal.
be like, let's put a fucking show on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
By the way, Jack, what's his kid's name? The shitty rapper that sucks.
Harlow.
Jack Harlow,
He
baby.
will be doing the halftime, and tradition of great Thanksgiving halftime shows like what's that shitty band that sings?
Dude, I forgot that they
Can
did.
you take me higher?
Creed,
I-
yeah,
Yeah,
flying
They-
around.
did they
that
do
was in
Thanksgiving?
Dallas, I think. That
They
was
did
not in
Super Bowl,
Det-
didn't they?
Who's that?
I thought Creed did a Super Bowl halftime.
No,
I think they did. It was Dallas.
Did they
I
do
think.
both?
It's Thanksgiving.
Wow.
There's a great video of it because
Yeah.
Well, I've seen the video. I just always
Yeah.
thought,
like
damn.
those cheesy guys flying, like the monks are flying, and then he's got the long hair and the Cowboys jersey on, and he's like,
Oh,
"Can you take me higher?"
I love me some Creed.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
So Jack
I just
Harlow's
want to
gonna
see
kill it.
Kid Rock being lowered from the ceiling with a machine gun.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Drinking a Bud Light.
Yeah, like
Hell yeah.
all these like strippers, and then
Yeah.
like like that's what Thanksgiving is about in Detroit.
Well, the
Anyways, we
M&M's
also
got a box. But this is like the first time I'm telling you, it's so weird because I've been watching, football since 8, and this is like the first time that like the Lions are on Thanksgiving where it's like they're the fucking boss.
yeah.
It's been like
No.
that with the Cowboys a lot of times, but it's always been like, oh, the Lions are gonna get their ass kicked. It's gonna be half full. It's kind of sad. It's kind of like depressing. But
No,
it's
as like a
tradition.
Lions fan, you're just hoping to be competitive in half those
Yeah.
games, let alone some of those years where we just get our doors blown off. Like it's
Yeah, we
not.
get very sad.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, this shit again.
Yeah, but now
It's-
they're the G's, man.
Yeah, it is. It is really funny how far they've come. Like, during Dan Campbell's like first year, I'm like, God, this fucking idiot. Like,
Yeah,
like you've given up hope already. Like,
sure.
and
Well, you didn't know if it was gonna work. Like you didn't know if like he's a rah-rah type of guy, and
well,
you're like,
do you remember Rod Marinelli?
of course, he was
Yeah.
horrible.
So he kind of had his press conference was very similar when he got
Yeah.
hired. You got to take him out at the knees.
yeah,
You got to
yeah,
get
yeah.
low and like,
Yeah.
bro, just win a fucking game. Don't yell at
Well,
the camera.
they're lucky because their offensive coordinator Ben Johnson is a genius, but he will not be there next year. That is,
No,
Yeah.
he'll be coaching some team
yeah,
somewhere.
he's the hot guy, and like their offensive like plays are like some of the trick plays are like fucking incredible.
Yeah. No, he'll probably be in San Diego next year enjoying himself.
Yeah, the Staley guy, what a joke that is.
I
His
mean, that
press
guy has to
conferences
know, like, he's just,
He's
Lame
got to be
job.
next on the chopping block,
waiting
right?
for his unemployment check.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they've gone nothing. I mean, Anthony Lynn was going like 8-8, and they brought this guy in to take him to the next level. And
No, it's not working out.
No.
It's got to be like him and then Rivera, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
Rivera,
that's right. I
he's
put that on
gone.
the rundown. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Rivera's got to be out of
Yeah.
there too. So
They're not going to fire him during the season, though. The thing with Rivera is he's a class act. He's a
Right.
class guy. He's a good guy, but they need a different direction. And they have a lot of talent. Like I like their offensive talent. Their defense is very average, but I just think they need a new voice. And it's like they just seem like a little below mediocrity. They're so hard to bet on because
They
Well,
are
like-
so drastic from one week
Yeah.
to the other.
like they'll play Seattle to a field goal and then they'll lose to the fucking mess of a Giants team. So I don't know what they're going to do this weekend. And they play
Well,
the Eagles super tough.
They're playing the Cowboys this weekend, right?
Yeah, it's 12.5. Like that's a lot of points.
That's a lot
Yeah.
of points. God damn. I almost want to take the Cowboys.
Come on, Sam Howell, #1 quarterback in the league.
He looks
Is he
good.
really?
He does look good.
He's the passing leader.
Yeah, I think he's
He's
the
the
passing
yards
yards
leader.
leader.
Yeah.
And then at night is a great game. San Francisco, Seattle. It will suck if Geno Smith is
Yeah.
hurt. But I think San Francisco probably wins, but I would say Seattle. I think I think you're gonna have to have 2 TVs going. You're gonna have the egg ball going, and you're gonna have to have that game going at the same time.
If I
And
had to
it'll be
only
great.
have one TV, Maddie, I know
Maddie,
which
yeah,
one I'm putting
that's like
on.
the time of the night where like your family's all sitting around
And you're-
talking,
you have to
and then
shit.
you are like, it's like, where's Maddie? And then like you're in there with your iPad and the TV on,
toilet.
and yeah, and you're in the
There's that
toilet.
moment when your stomach is like, "Holy fuck!"
I was at the cafeteria the other day at work, and this kid, he's like 26, and he's like, "Oh, I can't eat that. That'll make me shit." And I go, "Wait till you get to my age. Everything makes you shit.
Yeah.
Like you will just shit. Like you can't."
Well, I
hold it."
love eating.
Same.
Yeah.
I
Every-
can't. I'm so excited for your lady, man.
Yeah.
She's gonna meet the Jim family.
Get to meet the whole fam.
Yeah.
Have
Do
you guys
you-
taken dumps in front of each other yet?
Is this the
Not
first?
yet. We're
is
not
this
on
the-
that stage yet.
Is this
Are
the
you
first
waiting
girl
for a
that you've
special
ever
occasion?
Is this the first girl you ever brought home for a holidays? Or
It is for a holiday, yes.
see, that's a big deal.
I brought my ex I
Yeah.
brought home for a wedding,
Sure,
but not a holiday.
but when you meet the family, that's like it's it crosses over like this is a real relationship, and
It was also way more difficult because we were in California, so it was way
Yeah.
more difficult to get like, oh, you
Sure.
want another plane ticket to middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
Nebraska? Let's just pony up another $600.
Oh God.
well,
Yeah.
sometimes it's worth it, like if you're in love, it's worth it. And I hope it doesn't hurt you. Like, I hope you can still get into the gambling, and you gotta, you show that lady that wonderful side of you.
Maddie, there's no way I'm not going to get into the gambling.
Good. I mean, I'm sure you have money on the egg ball, and then Nebraska plays Friday versus Iowa. You know what the over
For bowl
is?
eligibility, baby.
You
It's
know what
for
the over
bowl.
is?
No, what is it, like
Take a guess.
29? I'm going to guess.
Lower.
Is it 27 and a half?
25.5.
That sounds
Oh
about
my
right.
God, is that the lowest of all
The-
time?
That is bizarre.
Right now, it's sitting at 26 and a half.
Oh, all right, off by. But
I
isn't
thought-
that crazy?
No, that sounds about right, though.
High-powered offense.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
God.
that
Okay.
Big Ten West, baby.
It's like the doldrums out there. Like, what is going on?
Nothing good.
All
I
right.
mean,
So
yeah.
the other pro games we have this week, we got Dolphins at Jets.
Friday, Black Friday.
Good one. Broncos.
Is that the only Friday game?
First Black Friday football game ever.
NFL.
Yes.
Man,
Yeah.
they will spread that NFL seed anywhere
Yeah, I
they can.
know.
Any little nasty little
I
hole
know,
they
I
can put
know.
it in. They're going to put
Yeah.
it there. We also got the Browns at the Broncos. That should be a good one.
Yeah.
That should be.
Bills at Eagles. Who the fuck knows what Bills?
That's
team's
going to
gonna
be a
show
hell of a
up.
game. Yeah.
And,
The Bills might surprise them because the Eagles might have blew their wad.
Yeah.
It's hard to go back to back 2 fucking tough games.
Shout out, hey, Joe Brady.
Yeah, it
Coming
was
out.
different. The play calling was a lot more Josh Allen running, so a lot more quarterback runs. It was very well done. I could see the difference. I never like to see a guy get fired, but Ken Dorsey, he just couldn't get the rhythm going.
He'll find another job. He'll be fine.
Yeah,
They always do. Like you're not once you're some type of NFL coach, you will get recycled somewhere. It's
Yeah.
just a law of nature. Also, Ravens at Chargers. That could be interesting too. I
God,
don't
the
know.
Chargers
Maybe
are
not.
just so disappointing. Like they'll
Yeah.
play him to the last minute and then lose by a field goal, and it's the same old shit with them.
Yep.
They'll get a new coach next year. They're just not
They're going to get Belichick.
possibly.
Or Ben.
I
Johnson.
love because I'm a big Brady guy. I love that like everybody now is just like, yeah, it was all Brady. Like it just
Yeah,
shifted.
Well, just
like-
wait, because I would not be surprised if he ended up on one of these teams that are sort
No,
of. people
I heard
expect it,
Washington, San Diego, or Buffalo.
But if he goes to so like San Diego and Buffalo, where they
Yeah.
do have great quarterbacks
Sure.
there,
And good
And he-
D's.
right, and good like places that are pretty much built to go to the
Win.
super, to
Yeah.
win. And
Yeah.
he doesn't produce there, then that would really tarnish his legacy.
I agree.
Okay, let's turn our attention over to NCAA.
Oh, I love
this
this.
is
I
it.
love
This
this
is-
weekend. I love this weekend so much in
Dude,
college.
you wake
Yeah.
up Michigan, Ohio State, first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
fuck.
my God.
Like it's too early to start out like that. Like you got to get up at like 7 to get your blood going because
But
you don't
it-
want to get up at like 8:45.
It's fucking great because it's all like Ohio State has set this up like they're the good
Yeah,
guys.
the good guys.
Michigan are the
Yeah.
cheaters. And it's just so stupid, but I'm just also embracing it. Like fuck these guys, like for being
Well,
all
Be
sanctimonious.
the heel, Luke. Be the
Yeah.
heel.
Take aside the emotion. The difference is like I'm not a big Ohio State quarterback. I'm not a big fan of their quarterback. I think Michigan has a better quarterback, and I think that's going to go a long way. And they're home. They're like playing for Harbaugh, like he died or something.
Yeah,
I mean,
they should wear an
dramatic.
armband or a patch on the
know.
jersey.
Oh, they should wear what's the Michigan blue like actual color? They should wear like a blue armband on their left
Yeah.
shoulder.
That's the
Yeah.
other thing. Like, are they really blue? Like, it's not really like a blue. They are.
They're
Well,
probably
like-
one of those colleges that like calls it something else.
No,
Like,
because
what
it's
color
maize
are
and
they?
blue. I mean,
Yeah, it
the
is.
yellow
It is
is
maize and blue.
maize.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
blue.
is
It doesn't
blue.
seem like blue though.
Well, I think they might vary that.
Like this is blue.
the deepness of the blue. It's like a dark blue, I guess.
It's
Did
an
you ever get-
azure blue. An
you
azure
ever-
blue.
Did you ever get blue
Azure
balls?
blue?
Yeah, AZURE blue. That's the
Yeah.
official colors.
Okay.
Azure blue and maize.
Gotcha.
Azure blue. I've never known that. Thank you.
I
Jim.
like how they just can't say yellow.
No, you can't. Gotta say maize, baby. But I can't wait for this shit.
Yeah.
I want those
It's gonna
Ohio
be-
State.
They
I don't know.
kinda
Like
gotta
I would be
do it.
very I don't know. I think whoever loses is gonna be embarrassed. You know, like if you're Michigan, you sort of have to win to prove like the cheating never did anything or whatever, if there was any or what the fuck.
It's
that
gonna be
was.
a lot of fun.
Yeah. It
I
should
mean,
be
who
good.
knows?
either
I
way.
can't tell you what's gonna happen. I think
Well-
Michigan though is gonna dominate on the ground, and I think they're gonna run the ball a lot. And I think they're
Ohio
gonna-
State's defense is good though.
Yeah, it's like the
They're
number
good,
one
yeah.
defense in the country. Like that guy's got him playing good. Penn State's was like the number one rush in the country too before they faced Michigan, and
Well, they
Michigan was able to wear
dominated.
them down,
Yeah.
as we all saw. Their offense, I don't know. Sometimes they look like they're rounding into form, but then it's like, you know, then
They're doing. I think what Ohio State's doing right now is doing a real good job of scheming things up for their quarterback, who I don't think is.
yeah,
He's especially not up to the caliber of quarterback we've seen from the previous. I don't know.
sure, yeah,
8 Ohio State quarterbacks, but the skill positions they have and what they are able to produce, it's going to be a really tight game. I think it's going to be really good.
yeah. I mean, Michigan won just by like outscoring them the last couple of years because, like, you know, they got into the 20s. You know, like Stroud played good enough to win.
Oh yeah,
in those games, but like Michigan
the-
just fucking wore them down. and
Michigan
kept-
just pulled
It's
off.
the-
Like,
yeah.
it's the
second
defense
half,
that I'm
they
worried
just-
about.
They
yeah,
ran away in the second half.
yeah. Well, we'll see. I can't fucking.
What
wait.
other games are that day? There's got to be a couple other really great.
Oh,
ones.
Maddie, don't tell me. No matter, I don't care how bad they look. I don't care that they just lost to New Mexico State. The Iron Bowl is always like must watch.
Auburn, Alabama.
Always like crazy.
Yeah, you know, like those games, you throw out the spread, you throw out the records. You know,
Yeah.
like the Egg Bowl, it's a 10-point game, but you throw out the spread on that one.
Arizona State with
Arizona's
what
the
Arizona's been
hottest
doing.
team.
They're so hot.
Yeah.
I'm fucking hyped for that.
beat the shit out of Washington?
Are
I
you
mean,
a fan
out of
Are you
Utah.
a fan of their coach,
Yeah.
Mr. Fish?
Little
Who
Jim
is it? How
Fish?
could you
Yeah.
not be,
Yeah.
man. He's like, I mean, he was like a QB coach, you know. And
Guess
now
what
he's
he
like,
played in college?
What's that?
Tennis.
That's hilarious.
He's
That's
a
pretty
tennis
good.
guy.
Is he a member of the tribe, Maddie?
He is a member of the tribe.
Yes.
That's why I like him. They should
I'm-
be USC. They'd be 8-2.
I'm excited for
You
Florida
think he's
State.
in there
Florida.
like, and this team's like Hamas, and we gotta destroy these motherfuckers.
It's like the opposite version of that guy from Last Chance U who said, "I'm your Hitler" now to a bunch of his Jewish players.
Wow. Well, that would get me ready to go.
It worked for them.
Yeah.
I'm also excited for Florida State, Florida, just because I want to see how the Florida State quarterback looks, how the backup looks.
He played good,
He played good in relief,
Yeah.
but it was against a dog shit team.
and he's highly recruited too. But it's
So I think these
does
next two
fuck their
games
season
are
up.
what's telling. If
I-
he looks really good, then obviously, like I'm of the mind. Obviously,
they-
if they win, they're in.
fake gun to your head. Both of you guys. Who's the top 4?
Like who's going to make the playoffs, or
Yeah.
who are the 4 best teams?
Who are gonna make the playoffs? Gun to your head. Imaginary gun.
Michigan,
Yep.
Georgia,
Okay.
or I actually
Washington, or you think
Mm.
Oregon's gonna take?
I think Oregon's
I
gonna
think
take 'em.
Oregon's going to do it.
So
So
if Oregon, I think the winner of that game gets
Yeah.
in.
I'm gonna go.
Florida State losing to Louisville. So I'm going to go Michigan,
Ooh.
Georgia, Oregon, Texas.
I'm gonna go
Texas.
Michigan,
Yep.
Georgia, Florida,
Florida
Oregon.
State.
Florida State. I mean Oregon.
So you think so I don't like the Texas argument is interesting.
Yeah, because
Like-
the Bama game.
That and their strength of schedule, like if you just slowly looked off ranked opponent wins,
Yeah.
Oregon has 0 wins against ranked opponents.
Interesting. Really?
Yeah.
They've been
Yes.
just blowing
They're
teams
the
out.
only playoff team right now that has 0 wins against
Even-
ranked opponents.
Even against teams that are ranked now, though.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
See,
like
they
who
beat
have they
USC.
won? They beat USC.
I don't know. I
not
mean,
right-
they just
yeah.
they never
They-
played Arizona, or
Nope, they didn't. They haven't played Arizona.
they never played Utah.
Well,
they did.
USC,
Utah's not
yeah,
ranked anymore.
Oh,
are they?
right. I
Yeah.
see what you're
Yeah.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
against
They
currently
were
ranked
ranked-
opponents, they have
were
0
ranked
wins.
when they played them. That's the thing.
Washington, I think, has a strong argument for like one of the toughest schedules in the country.
Yeah. They do have one of the toughest. I mean, Texas might sneak in, and they might give it to them because of that win against Alabama.
Well, that's
But
the chaos scenario, Maddie, that everyone's been talking about. So say the Big Ten's locked in because whoever's winning the Ohio State Michigan game ain't losing to fucking
in.
Iowa. So
Yeah.
whoever wins that is in.
Yeah.
So Big Ten in, and then what happens if Alabama wins, Florida State wins, Oregon wins, and Texas wins?
I think even if Georgia loses, they're in.
But so you're gonna put Alabama and Georgia in.
God, it's a shit show. I
You
mean,
could,
why
there's
don't
no way you could do that.
you should just expand it to 12 teams.
Well,
next year,
that's
baby.
Next year.
Next
Yeah.
year, baby.
This is
Yeah,
too much.
I don't know how next year looks either, though, because it's like
But it's like I believe Oregon and Washington all deserve a chance to play like for the national title. It just sucks because one of those teams isn't going to make it.
There's going to
Texas
be at
deserves
least
it.
one team that gets left out. That's going to be
Yeah.
like wham wham.
Yeah, Bama might be that team. Like
Well,
Bama
if-
might
if
run
Bama-
the table,
If Bama wins, they're in. If they win the SEC, they're in.
so
Yeah.
Georgia would be out.
Yeah, I think
Maybe.
Georgia would be out there. I think then
It's
if
crazy.
if it's Oregon, they might put a fucking 1-loss Georgia.
They could put
in over
Georgia,
Oregon.
Bama.
I don't
Michigan
see
or
that.
Ohio
No,
State.
I don't.
I don't see
I don't
because
think
they
that's fair. You know,
they've never not put a 1-loss Power 5 champion in.
Well, they
Okay.
put Georgia in. They lost the championship that one.
No, they have never not
Yeah,
put a 1-loss Power
Sure.
5 champion in.
Yeah. but Georgia lost the championship, the SEC championship, and one
Yeah.
of they got put in anyway.
But that was like a year where
There was
other-
also there were other
that-
like
we
2
didn't have
lost
like these other
teams.
teams
Yeah,
that were
yeah.
like.
God,
all
it's so
undefeated,
fucking
spread through.
confusing. How do you figure this out? It's so
The easiest way to do it is just have like Michigan win, Washington win, Florida State win, Georgia win. Boom.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
undefeated, all
Yeah.
clean.
it
easy.
doesn't happen that
I
way.
do think Florida State would get manhandled by Georgia. I think they would get
Yeah.
blasted right now. But you know
Finger
what?
blast.
You know what? People were probably saying the same thing about Ohio State when they lost was it Braxton or was it
Yeah. Well, like
when Cardale Jones came out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, I think Braxton got it. They benefited from that because Braxton
did.
was a hell of an athlete, but they just needed a pocket passer to win.
that was a
those games.
wild Ohio State
was-
came out of nowhere.
that was Zeke going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Urban Meyer with his magic, which I'm sure will be a documentary on Netflix saying how great he is.
Urban Meyer's.
By the way,
magic.
that documentary disappeared.
Well, what do you mean? It's a
It-
Netflix thing. They all disappear. It's the most easily digested.
Yeah,
shit
but
on
like
the planet.
it got a lot of flack.
Oh,
'Cause it
really?
left out a lot of shit.
I also can't believe we didn't mention earlier Friday. Oregon, the Civil War, like maybe the last time these teams play for a while. Oregon State, Oregon.
Oh yeah, that's
Big
right. They're going
game.
to different conferences.
Big
Oregon's
game.
gonna kill him. Oregon is locked in.
You think so? You think they're going to
Yeah.
kill them?
Yeah.
I wish this game was at Corvallis. So mad.
I also love how Washington's playing because every week you're like, okay, they're gonna finally lose, and they're always down, and they find a way to win, and it's beautiful.
What,
just
what did
find-
you call
it's
them
like
this year's
TCU last
TCU?
year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, although that win over Oregon, I think is much more impressive, though.
Super
That was one
legit.
of the best games of the year by far. That was like a moment where I'm like, is college football better than the NFL? Like,
answer
this
is yes.
Just sick.
Yes. Yes,
No,
it
the
is.
answer is no, Jim.
The answer is 100% yes.
Is Japanese football league better than the NFL?
No, Maddie. See, I can even do that.
Well, happy Thanksgiving to you, buddy.
Damn right.
Wowsies.
Dude, I can't wait. I'll be eating turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, stuffing, and then I'll eat brownies Sundays, and then I'll eat more turkey, and I'll just take a giant 12-inch dump.
12-inch
It's
dump.
gonna look like John Holmes' penis.
You're gonna feel insecure after looking at your own dump. Like,
No, I'll probably be in there for like a good hour or so. Like, holy shit, Thanksgiving did me good.
are you gonna go to that little bathroom at your sister's? That
No,
old
I'll probably wait till I get home and just
old
like
fashioned bathroom.
sit on my throne and just read something, watch something on the iPad, maybe watch a little Stuttering John. He's having a Thanksgiving show tomorrow, so I'll be watching that while I'm watching football.
All right. Did you guys ever see Travis Kelce's old unearthed tweets?
Yeah, I've been seeing them pop up a lot. He was
What is he like? He's like,
great tweeter.
if you're like a one, if you're not a 5, you're a skank and you should die. Stuff like that.
No, it's just more like they're kind of dumb.
Yeah, it's
Like
just
they're
very.
not-
he is a dumb guy.
They're like not they're like unproblematic as they were described.
They're
Here's
they're
one.
just very stupid.
I just
Like
gave
what?
a squirrel. I just gave a squirrel a piece of bread and it straight smashed all of it. I had no idea they ate bread like that. Ha ha. Hashtag crazy.
Well, at least he's not doing rap
What year
lyrics.
was that from? Was that from like 2009?
That was 2011.
That's
Doesn't
too
he
late.
just seem like
That's
a
too late to
simple
be
guy?
tweeting like that.
Doesn't
I
he just
know.
seem? Haven't you lost a lot of respect for T Swift? Because yes, Kelsey is one of the greatest tight ends in the NFL, but he just seems like a simple guy.
Maybe
Like,
that's all she wants, Maddie. Maybe she just wants a simple dude.
Yeah, but her music is, songs like
Her music
Yeah.
is simple.
is very complex. It's like
Yeah.
Mozart.
It's like Mozart.
Yeah.
Do you rank Taylor Swift over
I
Mozart?
can't believe he went to fucking Argentina. I can't get over it. Because like there's certain girls you'll do stuff for and there's certain you won't. Like I would say 99% of the girls, if like a girl was like, hey, I'm in Argentina, will you come down when there's a bye week? He'd be like, fuck no, man. It's the middle of the season. We got the Eagles. Like, I gotta focus. But Taylor Swift, I'll be right fucking there.
Yeah, you know what, too? Especially like if I'm flying to Argentina, I'm not going to go hang out with some, skinny blonde girl. I'm going to go find some nice Argentina women. Like,
Or do what Sean Murphy did and hit the whorehouses.
Gasolina.
Get that
Oh, I
reggaeton
found
foursome.
this is a good one from Travis from April 4th, 2010.
Yeah.
Happy Easter to all. Hashtag shout out to Jesus for taking one for the team. Ha ha ha.
T Swift should be really proud.
He should be.
He's a simpleton. Like I watch Julian Edelman on his podcast, and like Jason Kelsey does all the talking, and Travis just sits there and says nothing. He's an idiot.
What's
Sorry,
that song
he's a
they
moron.
made? I didn't listen to it. Did you
I don't
see
know,
that
but
song?
I'm tired of his
The
mother.
brothers made a song.
Yeah, they made like a Thanksgiving or Christmas song or something.
I remember when the Eagles made a Christmas
And-
album.
and
And that was awesome.
His mother's nice, but I'm tired of her. Like I don't want to see her in commercials. I don't want to see him anymore. I'm just tired of the Kelsey family. They're
Wow.
fucking annoying.
All right, I got a non Kelsey story. So the Eagles were cleaning house, and they finally released a offensive tackle who hasn't played since 1994.
Yeah, I thought this was a joke. I saw it. Is
No,
real?
this is like great. It's funny. So
That's
this guy-
amazing.
so they drafted this guy, Bernard Williams, and he
Yeah.
was like an all-pro rookie lineman. And then in between his first and second season, he tested positive for marijuana, got suspended for 6 games, and then somehow got suspended for the rest of the season, and then never reapplied to be reinstated in the NFL.
You know what this reminds me of? You ever see the movie Summer School?
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Remember
Mark
the guy
Harmon.
remember the guy who goes to the bathroom at the beginning of the year,
Mhm.
and then he
Okay.
comes back at the end to take the test.
Oh, I don't remember that at all. I
That's
gotta
my
rewatch
analogy.
that movie.
Yeah, he's
Where-
like the first minute. He's like, I gotta go to the bathroom, and then you don't see him for the rest of the movie. And then at the end, when they're doing the final test, he comes back with the bathroom pass.
Where did Mark Harmon play football at?
UCLA,
Where did his dad Tom Harmon play football at?
USC,
Mm-mm.
Colorado.
The answer's right in front of your face. He was a fucking
Bucket.
Heisman Trophy winner.
Michigan man.
Yeah, that's right.
He was like a Michigan, and then he moved out and married an actress, and then the son became an actor.
He was a good actor, man. Summer
I love
school was
Mark
great.
Herman. I mean, he's still working on the Navy NCIS or whatever.
Courtney
that shit
Thorne
is.
Smith was one of my first crushes.
Ooh,
She was so hot.
nice.
Yeah. Jim doesn't know her. You don't remember
You
like
never
Cindy,
watched Melrose Place, which was the
Cindy
greatest show ever.
Crawford? Does that ring a bell?
It does.
Yeah, we had Cindy Crawford. She was a hot chick back in the
She
day.
was so boring. I could never get into her. Like,
Well, she made that one movie that was so bad with one of the Baldwin brothers, and then her career was over.
yeah, it was like
It
Crossfire.
was
or
called Fear
something.
Game.
No, there was a different one too. Do you remember when Howie Long made a movie?
Yeah. You know
Yeah,
who
that
made
was-
a good movie though? Boz. Stone
Oh yeah,
Cold
Stone
is
Cold's a
Stone
legendary.
Cold is a
movie,
good
yeah.
fucking movie.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't we cover that on here?
No,
I
but
think- Did we
covered the
talk about it?
program.
I'm sure we've talked about it.
We covered the
had to
program.
battle Chains,
Yeah, yeah.
Lance Henriksen, and they blow up
Yeah.
a courthouse and
Yeah.
shit. Like,
No, that movie was good, man. We covered the program, which was great.
okay, well, we'll in the off season we'll have to hit
Yeah.
up Stone Cold among many others. One last tidbit: did you see Jim Irsay said he got arrested for drunk driving because he was a white billionaire?
I love it.
That checks out.
God,
Yeah.
that's the funniest shit I've heard.
Yeah. He was profiled.
Yeah, we should have March for him.
We should cut Jim Irsay some slack.
Billionaires' lives matters.
We should do Starbucks should do a whole thing about when billionaires come in to get coffee, how to treat them.
Did Irsay play football? He's like
No.
a big looking dude too. He
No,
looks
but
like he
he's
could-
he's a weird guy. Like he's
Yeah.
got like one of the best rock and roll memorabilia collections. He's like a pothead guy that likes to jam with his buddies. He's an odd fucking guy.
It's like that guy who owns the Knicks, like the
Dolan. Yeah,
Dolan,
he's a weird guy too.
Oh yeah, he is.
He
You
is
always
so
got to have
hated.
this dad cover band,
Yeah.
like, oh my god.
Dolan
All
is
right,
very hated.
what's that?
He's very hated in New
A
York.
Dolan, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Irsay seems to be liked a little bit more, if not much more, for weird ass comments like this. All right, guys, anything else you want to talk about before we?
I want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. I'll send you some pictures of the turkey. I'll send you some pictures of I don't know, just
You're gonna send us
me-
pictures of your turkey?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
okay.
Maddie.
We're gonna
And Jim, I wish you the best with your
is that a
lady.
euphemism?
I think it's gonna go well. Luke, you make those yams.
I will. Candied yams, brother.
You make them candy. No Bachelor in Paradise, which sucks.
I know.
Dude, that'd be amazing. What a perfect night. Like
Ooh,
football.
yeah.
And then
Like
Bachelor
you're
in
all done with
Paradise.
football. You've just taken a big dump. You're ready to eat another sandwich. And,
And then
it's like
Braden and his
almost
earrings.
paradise.
Yeah.
Jesse Palmer coming in speaking French.
Dude, I have no respect for him. Now that I see him doing The Bachelor, when he talks football, I'm like, you're The Bachelor, dude. I have no respect
Maddie,
for
there's
you.
no Jesse Palmer slander in this motherfucking house.
Did you hear
okay?
him speak
He-
French that
That's
day?
fair.
He can. He speaks French perfectly.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, he's like
By
the
the way,
ultimate man.
The girls on the Bachelorette podcast or whatever that I listen to, they're like, he is so hot. I'm like, oh my god,
He's the
it's so
perfect
hot.
man, Maddie. He's sensitive enough to host a show about love, and he's masculine enough to play D1 football and talk about it. I mean, who's
I
more-
mean, that is pretty impressive to play for Steve Spurrier as one of the greatest coaches of all
Yeah.
time.
and that head
I'm a
of
big
hair.
Spurrier fan.
My God,
Jimbo, you
He
remember?
does have
Spurrier?
a good hair. Oh, you mean South Carolina's head coach?
No, Florida. Heisman
Legend.
Trophy winner.
Yeah. Oh, I remember. Not as a
Yeah.
player, but
I'm too young for that. I'm
Is-
too old. Yeah.
is Shane Beamer going to get fired after this year? They kinda-
no, I don't think so. He's got another
Think
year or two.
Rattler's gonna get drafted?
Is he going pro or is he going to transfer again?
He's a senior.
Oh, okay. Oh,
He
I
might
don't
have
know.
1 year at COVID.
Yeah, he might have
COVID
like a
senior.
COVID year, but I think he's probably gonna try to go the draft.
He'll get like in the 5th, 6th round.
Yeah,
Might as well. I bet someone would take a flyer on him. You know?
Yeah.
Couldn't be any
What's
worse
going
than
on with
Zach
USC?
Wilson.
he's had flashes.
Yeah.
What do you do at USC? You give Lincoln Riley everything. He's done worse than the last guy.
Future
mean-
Cowboys head coach Lincoln Riley, baby.
I don't know. I think you still got to give him a couple more years. I mean, you put so much in him, you just got to.
They gave Clay Helton a long time there.
Oh,
know.
they're not firing nobody.
No, he is there.
I'm saying he might leave.
He would have the biggest record buyout if they fired him. It would be like a $200 million.
Jim, have you
buyout.
really heard these rumors? Like,
No,
I haven't
people-
heard that.
It just seems super wonky. They're just people speculating that he's
no, I mean the guy's
Yeah.
clearly a fantastic offensive coordinator, but God, it's a little. And that shit flew in the Big 12, but now, I mean, well, now he's going to be in the Big 10, so
Yeah,
it's not
it's
going to
be harder.
it's gonna be
Try pulling
harder.
that shit against Iowa or Illinois.
Or
Good luck,
Michigan or Ohio
motherfucker.
State.
Yeah, those Big Ten West teams love to drag you down to their level.
Yeah,
Right.
some bad football.
Oh,
Nebraska embarrassing
Yeah,
everybody.
It is. It is.
they're
I
going to
believe
take us
them.
in the
Next-
under
next
now.
Year, next year they'll be good. You got to gut the program.
Matt Rule year 2. We just need a quarterback.
Yep.
Anybody that can
thinking
just
I have
hold
4
on to the
years
ball.
of eligibility.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we lead the fucking nation.
You
in
ever
terms
see
of
the
it feels
movie?
like.
You ever see the movie Unnecessary Roughness?
Hell yeah.
You get Scott Bakula type guy and get Sinbad to play D.
Sinbad's awesome.
Yeah, that was a funny movie.
It would have been funnier is if it was a Quantum Leap tie-in and they had
Yeah.
like, oh Sam, you're gonna look over here. He's gonna pass it. It's gonna be over there. All right, that's getting way too deep.
Well, happy Thanksgiving, boys.
Okay, yes, happy
And happy
Thanksgiving,
Thanksgiving to our
everybody, and
listeners.
thank you for tuning in. And we'll be back talking about our massive dumps next week.
Shout out
another
Montreal winning the
edition.
Grey Cup.
Yep, that
Nobody
too.
cares.
I care, Matty. It was a great game.
Oh, by the way, that guy the Eagle that never reapplied for the Eagles, he did
Yeah.
actually go and play for the XFL and
That is
in the
funny.
CFL. So it's weird. He never applied to get reinstated. He just went and played at other leagues.
You know who
It's like,
cares
Marcus, I wanna
about
smoke
CFL
Cash,
is,
cashing in double checks.
Yeah.
is Chris Berman. Like he'll do like highlights and then he'll.
I
just
saw
drop-
that.
Yeah, he's like, let me be the first. To
Well, I
win
mean-
the Montreal Alouettes a championship. You're
It
like,
is.
I
It
don't
is
give
the
a
original,
fuck.
Matty. It's the OG. It's the OG league. So
It's tradition, Maddie.
I have no comment.
it's the OG league. It's been here longer than the NFL by like 50 years.
Wow.
That's all
like
I'm gonna say.
I refuse to talk about
Well,
it.
Maddie, I mean, Judaism's the OG like religion, you know.
That is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, I thought you'd be a fan.
Jet Fish, baby. Jet Fish in Arizona, keeping it real. Holding it down, baby. Coach of the dude.
last-
Pac-
Dude, just rolling into Temple, like
let me tell you, some
Oh.
guys are there for clicks. He's there for wins, baby.
My last bit
Yeah.
is shout out Darnell Sankey for winning the XFL and CFL in the same season, in the same year.
all right. Congrats,
Badass.
Darnell Sankey.
Love that man.
Congratulations, Darnell.
All right, everybody. Have a beautiful holiday. Stay safe, eat well, and we'll see you guys next week for another edition of the Sports Hole. Bye-bye.